I was doing some side work, some extra work on the weekends, and I was working for my aunt. And she had been calling me all day just to kind of check in and see how the work was going. And one of the times that she called, it ended up being a butt dial. And picked it up, said hello. And I heard my name, and then I heard my wife's name in the background and realized it was a butt dial. And so I thought, okay, maybe I should hang up. But then hearing my name and my wife's name, I decided
we got to keep listening
to
this one. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was an 8-minute conversation that I listened to. And it was basically my aunt and my mother talking about what my wife and I should do differently, about how my wife should work more, about how she should just get over the mental illness that she deals with, and how she, there are just better ways that she could parent our kids. And
damn, Gina, dude, they went after your wife.
They did, yeah.
What an unfortunate butt dial.
I'm not real happy about it.
No. Did you say anything?
So I didn't. So eventually what ended up happening is I heard somebody pick up the phone and say, oh, crap. And then they said, Chris, are you there? And I totally ignored it, acting like I wasn't there. And then they hung up. And like 5 minutes later, they called back and like, hey, I'm just checking in to see how things are going. And I acted like it was totally fine.
Oh, no, you didn't. Oh, okay.
I did, just because I've been through some things in life, and I know that my gut reaction is not the one that I should listen to. So I decided to take some time.
Me too. Good for you. Good for you. Good for you.
So I decided to write into the show and get your advice on it.
There's a lot here, man. I guess first out of the bag, I, personally, and I'm sure there's different opinions on this, I don't think you're a bad guy for listening when you heard your name. I don't know. I would have. I don't know if there's a right or wrong, or maybe it's wrong, but I have a rule that whenever I pick up the phone and I hear somebody's butt dialed, I immediately hang up. Because if you don't want to talk to me, I don't want to hear it. But if I picked up the phone and someone had butt dialed and I heard them say my name, I would definitely listen. So I guess maybe past right or wrong, you're human for having listened, okay?
Okay.
The bigger deal is, it doesn't matter. You have that information now.
Right.
And so I guess you have to deal with the fact that your aunt and your mom are talking crap about you and talking crap about your wife, talking crap about your marriage. And I guess you get to decide what you do next. The only thing I would ask you is to continue to be a person of integrity and dignity and respect in your response.
Okay.
And what that means is don't pretend it didn't happen. If you choose to not associate with your aunt anymore or with your mom anymore, at least be of the courage and the integrity to tell them why.
Okay.
Or if you want to confront them and sit down and say, hey, I heard y'all talking about my wife. Like, let's just be open about this. And I mean, well, knowing your aunt and your mom, how would that go? Just hearing the term 9 to 5 can be a drag. So my friends at Cozy Earth are here to help make your 5 to 9 way more comfortable. I love Cozy Earth's pants and all-day t-shirts. They're soft, breathable, and super tough. And my wife loves their pajamas. And my whole family loves Cozy Earth sheets. They're super comfortable, and they keep us cool when it's hot outside. Try them risk-free for 100 nights. You can save 40% off your entire order at CozyEarth.com/Delony. Knowing your aunt and your mom, how would that go?
Justification would be the immediate response.
Tell me, what does that mean?
Sure. So they would be like, oh, well, we didn't mean it that way. That's not what we said. That's, we don't mean any harm or ill will towards you or your wife. We were just talking because we want what's best for you, and we know how hard you work, and we just feel like she could work harder. And these are things that I've heard before from them.
Okay.
This is not the first time. This is the first time that I've happened to hear them talk about it when nobody else was around.
Yeah. So let's leave them out of this for a second. And let's not let them dictate what's the next right move for you. So I'll ask you, what's the next right move for you and your wife?
Um, the next right move would probably be to put up my next right move would probably be to tell my wife that this happened.
Okay.
So she doesn't even know that this happened.
Okay.
And that's kind of my way of protecting her, because she does have a lot of mental health challenges going on, a lot of them surrounding self-worth.
Okay.
And for me to go and tell her these things would probably not be the best idea.
Okay.
After that,
let me pause you right there. Tell me about, because here's the thing. I'm not going to let two other people drop a bomb in my marriage. And for you, that bomb is a secret. And somebody struggling with self-worth, it can be incredibly attuned to their partner hiding something from them. And they will backfill what they perceive that gap to be, that secret, that hole in the relationship, with all kind of wild stories. And so in a way, keeping secrets can be cruel. At the same time, let's use a totally different example. Let's say, I'm going to take it away from your wife just to make it so I can be obnoxious. Let's say you had a buddy, like a dude buddy named Dan, okay? And let's say Dan was 400 pounds overweight. And another couple of your buddies butt dialed you and heard you, and they were just making fun of Dan. He's so fat. Oh my gosh, he's the fattest guy. He's sick. He's gross, whatever. And then you were in with Dan, and Dan said, hey, I want to call the guys and bring him over. There would be a way you could say that to him, that he would get the picture, that you wouldn't have to bury him. And you could hurt him with the precise truth, or you could very much tell him the truth without burying him. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes.
And so I would recommend, especially if your wife's in a fragile emotional state, or she's working, like right in the middle of working on her mental health challenges, she ain't got anxiety, depression, where's she struggling with?
Yeah, anxiety and depression.
Okay.
And she's getting ready to get tested for bipolar.
Okay. Is she seeing somebody?
She is. It's a once a month thing right now. We're looking to work our finances out so that she can go more often.
Okay. Make that a high priority. And I think there's a way to sit down and say, hey, listen, here's the deal. My aunt and my mom butt dialed me, and I'm not going to go into specifics, but they said some ugly things about how I'm choosing to live my life and people I love and care about. So I'm putting up some boundaries. Oh my gosh, what did they say? Did they say something about me? Like, I'm not getting any of the details. I don't want to go back and rehash all that, but I'm putting up some details because I heard some things that I didn't care for what they said. There's that, or there is, they said that you need to get off your butt and work more. You see what I'm saying? And one of those will tailspin her, and one of those may be painful for her because she'll know by inference, but she will be spared the barbed wire of those details.
Yeah.
But there's a way to make yourself feel better and almost empower yourself and unite with her against your aunt and your mother by being very specific. But man, if she's in a delicate situation, she's getting bipolar, that tells me that she's really struggling right now, right?
Yes, very much so.
Yeah. And does she know in the past that aunt and mom have said things about her or don't like how y'all are deciding to live your lives?
No, it's been more. We set up boundaries when we first started having kids that, each of us would take the lead at our respective families' houses. Okay. And so, when we're over at her family's house, she would be the one that kind of would lay the boundaries down with the in-laws. And I would do the same thing with my family. And so, like, if there was anything that happened that went wrong, I would be the one to take care of it at my house or at my parents' house. And she would be the one to take care of it at her parents' house. And then we'd come together afterwards and talk about what happened and what needs to change and what would be different.
Okay. Tell me how your wife, so if my wife came home and said, I overheard somebody saying something about you and us, and it disgusted me, we're not hanging out with him anymore, I would go stone insane until she finally told me what they said. If I came home and told my wife, hey, this person said some gross stuff about me and you, we're not hanging out with him anymore, I don't want to talk about it, my wife would never ask another question. She would say, like, I trust you to, if I don't need to hear it, I don't want to hear it. How is your wife?
Yeah. She
like me or she like my wife?
She would be like, that's fine. I don't need to hear it.
Oh, that's awesome. Good for you, man. Maybe she's wise like my wife and not immature like me. But like, that's where I would leave it, man. I wouldn't go too deep on it. So what does boundaries mean for y'all too?
So as far as family goes,
Yep.
So we've already set up some pretty good boundaries with my family, just because this has happened before. Again, just with them talking poorly about others. So like if there are family get-togethers, we kind of take it on a moment by moment basis, and if it comes day of, and we just kind of get this feeling that today is not a good day, we're going to say, hey, today's not a good day for us. We're not coming over. We don't even do Christmas with the family. We don't do, we'll do Thanksgiving every other year. We kind of swap off with the in-laws. So there's already some pretty good firm boundaries in place. And they are tested. I won't say that they're perfect, but they are tested. But we do our best to hold as firm as we can with them.
Very cool. If this was me, I would probably sit down and talk to my mom about it, unless my mom was someone who couldn't hear it or someone who's unstable.
Okay.
That's just me. And the reason I would do that is not to one-up my mom or try to gain a power position. I would want to be honest about why the dynamic of our relationship is going to continue to further change. And I cannot control her. I cannot control Aunt. You can't control what they're talking about. You can't control what they think about your wife and whatever. I can control my calmness. I can control my honesty and my integrity. And I want to try to uphold that the best I can.
Yeah.
But I hate this for you, dude. Sorry, man.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, it's a sucky situation.
Yeah. But I mean, and unfortunately with technology, you accidentally get CC'd on an email. You accidentally text the wrong person. I've done all three of these things, by the way. And that's where I've tried to develop a lot of grace. If I start reading an email that it's not for me, I just instantly delete it, because I'm hoping that somebody does that for me someday. Or if I pick up the phone and I clearly somebody's butt dial, I stop it immediately, because I know I have been talking about stuff and I've actually butt dialed people before, and I just hope they'll treat me with grace too. So, but here we are, man. You heard your name called and you listened to it, and I think you've got to act on it. But taking care of your wife and being honest at the same time is a delicate balance. But there's a way to be honest with your wife and not weaponize the truth with all those jagged edges of what was said exactly. And if your mom can hear it, man, we sit down and say, hey, Mom, I heard this and it breaks my heart. We're working really hard and I love my wife, and I'm going to ask you not to talk about us, but she can do whatever she wants. And if you do, stop going over there more, stop being around the family more, etc. I think it's worth being honest about it. And it doesn't have to be a long, drawn-out conversation. You already know exactly what they're going to say, so it's more about you just standing up for yourself and standing up for your wife and remaining a person of dignity and respect. But thanks for the call, my brother. Appreciate you reaching out. That's a bum deal, man.